And welcome back to our final segment of this morning's show. As promised before the commercial break, we're joined by 3 members of the Belize National Coast Guard, and we're going to be speaking about the 11th anniversary of the BNCG, and we're also going to be talking about the Best Warrior competition. Joining us this morning, we have ENS Noe Hernandez. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
We have Lieutenant Junior Grade David Ayala. Good morning.
Sir.
And Lieutenant Junior Grade Charles Francisco. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the 11th anniversary of the National Coast Guard. How far you guys have come in terms of growing this organization and some of the challenges you find as members of law enforcement.
Well, the whole concept of having a Coast Guard discussion started from the mid to late 90s. Since then, the Coast Guard was formed in 2005 after having such discussions. And now, the 25th of November, we'll be celebrating our 11th anniversary. The actual date is on the 28th, but this year we will be having our celebrating it on the 25th. The whole Coast Guard was formed on a short-term, mid-term, and long-term strategy plan. From the short term, we had from 2005 to the year 2010, and then from 2010 to 2015, that was our mid-term strategy plan, and now we are in the long term, which is the 2015 to 2020. There have been a lot of challenges. Yeah. It has been very difficult, but nonetheless, we have made a lot of progress. Actually, we have been able to grow both in infrastructure and also in numbers. We have been short a little, right? But nonetheless, we have made a lot of progress.
How much boat?
So far, we have 7 Boston whalers. We have.
What size is the Boston whalers?
The Boston whalers are 37 justice foot, yes, 37 footers, and then we have 2 safe boats. Those are 33 footers, and then we still have a couple the old Eduardonio, the Colombian vessels that we still use.
You still find those things outside of the reef, or not anymore? They used to find Colombian boats abandoned outside of the reef on a regular basis.
Not as much.
Not as like that. I understand what they do is they take up the engines and sink these boats now, so they can't trace them. No? Yeah. Don't like what, go 40 foot, go 40 foot.
Those are 30 something foot. 30 between 33 and 40 foot.
Okay, so listen, Coast Guard are basically what, on the sea? You all are kind of like sailors like?
That's right. We are a maritime law enforcement agency, organization, whereby we operate mainly at sea.
From the top of Corozal to the bottom of Toledo?
Yes, that's right.
And you go outside the reef too?
Yes, that's right.
I see when I'm at Half Moon Key, I see Coast Guard pass there regularly. There's a rescue unit, or all Coast Guards are part of rescuing?
All Coast Guard members are part of rescue units. Coast Guard has several functions that it follows. We have a search and rescue responsibility, maritime, the naval defense of the country, and also we do humanitarian services in the event of disaster relief and disaster preparedness, besides our law enforcement capabilities. So it's a long stretch. It's not only rescue unit, we have 1 rescue team. All Coast Guard members are trained in these several aspects.
Okay, we'll not go through the rivers though.
Say again?
We'll not go through the motor rivers.
Well, we usually leave the brown waters for, we call rivers and internal waters the brown waters for the defense force. They have the defense force have a maritime unit as well.
Okay.
A special boat unit.
Now, what are you guys doing to commemorate the 11th anniversary? Is there something specific? Is there something special being organized for the 11 years?
Well, it is a ceremony that will be conducted on Friday. It's
Where?
a parade.
Where?
It will be at the Coast Guard headquarters. I'm here at the 4.5 miles Church Price Highway. And it will be a display actually on our forces. We will have 5 detachments on parade. And we'll have, all our partner, representative partner from the partner nations and also from the organizations that have been
who are
key.
partner nations, you believe? In addition to the mighty America, who else partner?
We have the Mexicans who have been, yes, the Mexican, mainly the Mexican Navy.
How the ones to the west and south, they are not our partner?
Indeed, they're still our partners.
They will be here on Friday?
An invitation was granted to them as well, so I can't say if they will be there. But
Our Caribbean brothers are too far, no, for them to come? Anybody from the region to come? Or the sea, Jamaica?
The Caribbean, basically are people who have representatives in country, right? So organizations that have representatives in country. And
The Cubans,
they are the ones.
The Cubans are coming, they're represented here. You're not sure?
No.
Okay.
No.
But Mexico is positively, no?
Definitely.
All right. So there'll be a display of the various training skills and work that you all do, or just drilling? What will we see?
Well,
different things will take place on Friday.
Well, basically, it will be a parade, whereby we will have, as I mentioned previously, 5 detachments on parade, and they will go through, each parade.
You can say how many Coast Guards there are. It's not a secret how many Coast Guards. There's 500, 250, 1,000 Coast Guards.
Well, the Coast Guard has grown tremendously.
Yeah, but you can say how many Coast Guards there are.
Yes, presently we have a strength of 350 Coast Guard members.
There is a goal that you're looking to, I think.
Well, as I mentioned previously, we have a long-term strategy, and on the long-term strategy, we are hoping to achieve a strength of 700 members.
Okay. So you're at the half just about now.
Definitely.
How many years you have?
Right now, we are on the 11th.
No, you.
How old am I?
No.
How much years you have in
the service? I'm going for 8 years in the service.
And you're from where?
I am from Orange Walk, Orange Walk District.
And ENS Noe Hernandez, how much years you have?
I'm going to 3 years this December.
And you're from where?
Orange Walk as well.
Orange Walk too? Okay. My brother?
I'm going on 8 years.
And you're from where?
Dangriga.
Okay.
Talk to us a bit about the Best Warrior competition. How does this tie into the 11-year anniversary of the Coast Guard?
Well, the Best Warrior competition I'll talk is the 6th event of its kind. However, it was deemed the Best Warrior competition in the year 2013. So it's actually the 4th annual Best Warrior competition. And it comprises of 6 events over a 3-day period, which include the Coast Guard PFT test, which includes swimming, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, and I'll have Mr. Hernandez go into the details of the event later on. But these 6 events includes the PFT, the Coast Guard PFT, a 2-mile ocean swim, a swim and round competition, a march and shoot competition, the Coast Guard medley, and it will be closed off with the CrossFit competition. 6 teams of 8 personnel from the Coast Guard will participate in this event. There will be from the Coast Guard SEALs, Sector North, Central, South. There will be a team from the engineering department, and there will be an ad hoc team, a mixed team, which will be led by Ensign Hernandez.
You know some shape, Hernandez.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
It has to be. So
the training to be a Coast Guard is a rigorous training. How long it takes?
It takes a little over 3 months.
3 months
of rigorous training, infantry skills, and marine skills.
A person must be able to swim to be a Coast Guard?
Yes, must be able to swim.
Okay. He must be able to captain a boat?
No.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
The captains are trained
The
specifically?
captains are trained specifically.
Okay.
While it is an asset,
yeah.
but you still go through Coast Guard training.
Okay, these boats that you have that you were mentioning to us just now, David Ayala, they are mounted with weapons, or basically you all carry the weapon? I see on the, 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 on the I don't know what you call that thing, the emblem, the ensign, that there is a machine gun there. The boats are mounted with high-powered weapons, or no?
Yes, well, we have those, but it depends on the need too.
Okay.
Depends how the operation is, and it calls for, depends the levels of
Yeah.
threat.
I may have said it to the previous guest thing, but I kind of have links to the sea. My people are actually sea people. I have to bring this up on behalf of my sea people. Those guys who have the little small fishing camps that are dotted all over. Some of them, they right here, the Hicks Key, X's Key, that goes like 11 miles in front of Belize City. They have a Montego Key and then the shoals and so. What happens is you got people out there who go thief them and thing from any fishing camp when they're out fishing. And they stop at the camp, and so part of your patrol, you all have like a list of those camps that you could check in emergency, or when you are patrolling the area, you could stop in and see that everything all right with them. People, because they are suffering tremendously from these crooks that travel on the seas, stealing from boats or stealing from people, crayfish pot and fish pot, and now they start to go protecting off of the camps, no? That is part of the Coast Guard thing, to look after our own people.
Yes.
Dealing with piracy
Piracy.
and that sort of stuff.
Definitely.
You would have high grade piracy where man literally they chase down next boat for jack them money or check if they got drugs or thing like that, and then you got some crowd, then like John Code and pass you look the thief thing off for your leaf fishing camp, go your line, your leaf bed, your zinc off for your thing. I guess they must use it for shade. They use zinc for shade out in
Definitely. Well, the Coast Guard is split in 3 different sectors. We have Sector North, we have Central, and Sector South. We have a commander for each sector, right, and a team that has been assigned to that specific sector. We conduct rotation on an yearly basis.
Daily?
Yearly.
Oh, yearly.
Yearly basis. So this crowd that is assigned to Sector North, will move to our next sector after 1 year. So for the most part, usually people who have been hijacked or have been the victim of such cases as you has mentioned, usually a report is done, and from there we follow through, right? But so far, I know for a fact that people who have made such reports, we have assisted, we have rendered support to them, and we have.
I can cut you across. I'm glad you bring that up and make a report right up on Channel 5. A man died at one of his fishing camp, and the Coast Guard, I think you all are out by Kibokel, or you're on the other side where you have a stationary base, no?
Yes, a forward operating.
Yes, well listen, and carry the man door across, and the family can't get back the door yet, man. I will get a number off of the air and give you the information. Over 2 years now, the door is still out here now. You look puzzled, no? I personally called and reported it for the owner of the doorway, Mr. Young. Yeah, but I mean, that's not. Listen, the time will run out on us. Any other things you guys want to get in the interim? You have to be a scout or a Girl Guide to be. Is it an asset when you're applying to become a Coast Guard? No?
No, it's not. No. You go through an exam,
A
rigorous exam assessment, and then based on that assessment you get. But let me get back to the best warrior competition before
you are enjoying your career as a Coast Guard.
Definitely, sir.
You are. You're glad you joined the Coast Guard.
Yes.
And would look forward to going up the ranks and so.
Yes, sir.
And you, Ensign, you are enjoying being a member of the Coast Guard.
That's definitely so.
And Ayala?
Of course, I am. It's a very, it's a good organization, and definitely we are having.
The pay is good. It's good pay.
Well, we are all public servants, so we fall.
I need one more thing. I'm sitting here because Marlene is on a short holiday, so I need to bring this up.
No problem.
How come nobody bring a female Coast Guard to appeal to the lot of women who would want to join the Coast Guard? There are women in the Coast Guard?
Yes, there
Yes,
is.
definitely.
Yeah.
And coming back to the ceremony that we will have on Friday, actually we will have an entire detachment, a female detachment, right? So we can showcase, that.
What are they called? The Amazon warriors? All right, time is running out. Tell us quickly what you wanted to get in.
We have, we recently had a female best warrior competition as well, where we have different sets of females. But this one that will happen on the 30th of this month, since the inception of the Coast Guard, the commandant at the end of the year hands out awards, and we take this opportunity to award the best warriors. The aim of this competition is to exercise or to identify the fighting elements, the best fighting elements amongst the units. And it used to be an individual effort in the Iron Man competition.
Yeah.
When it switched over to the best warrior, named the best warrior competition, it became a team effort. So it became members of 8 individuals working towards a common goal, which is what you'll see out in the battlefield as well. And we also open it to our sister agencies, which are the police department, the defense force, and we'd like to open it to members of the customs and immigration as well. Yes,
Which has immigration.
no, it's not. We're not looking at.
For the public, because some of those guys out there who dive for a living, and
Well,
some man they
it's-
go down in a 60, 70 feet of water.
Yeah, but it's not a diving competition.
No, I'm saying they're that strong. They have a lot of lungs.
They have a lot of lungs, but the competition includes shooting, a road march with rucksack and all of that. So
You
it's
mentioned
more
a 2-mile swim.
a 2-mile ocean
Where
swim
will that take place?
in front of the Coast Guard headquarters.
Right in the outside,
yeah, in the ocean.
That's supposed to be.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Hernandez could go into the details on
You can't go into the details. Just have to give it the
the
overview.
overview of the competition,
Well,
since he'll be an
as
active part.
mentioned by Mr. Francisco, it's a 3 days event where the first day and the second day is done at the Coast Guard headquarters, and then the last day it's done in the Burlbloom Road, at the Hattieville Range, and at the Coast Guard headquarters.
The headquarters on the road, the public can go there and see the stuff or no?
Well, we're asking the media to
No, I talk about
to
the
be-
public.
that's why we're asking the media to get the competition involved. The last day will be a family event, so members of the public can see what is happening. So that's it.
Just
On
like
the last
family
day.
members. So
Listen, it's on the clock said that it's time for us to go there. He have to get the blame, kind of got the clock right.
We'll just allow you guys to
But yeah.
proceed, sir.
yeah, okay. Just quickly to go over the events. On day 1, we have the Coast Guard APFT, which includes 2 minutes push-up, 2 minutes sit-ups, 1 minute pull-ups, 1 minute dips, and then it includes 2 miles run. Each event is scheduled on a maximum effort, so it's based on your maximum effort. And then that's the first event on the morning, and then in the afternoon we have the 2 mile swim. You swim without the use of a fins, a mask, without the assistance of no floating device. So it's just swimming. So that concludes the first day event.
It's a time event, so the best who completes the swim in the best time. Which team? The team.
Yeah.
It's a team effort.
Team
Yes.
effort. And each day it gets harder and harder, more challenging, and it requires more teamwork and leadership especially. So on day 2 we have the 1 mile swim and the run. So you swim 1 mile at the Coast Guard headquarters, and then right after you finish in your PT gears, you just get into your running shoes, and then you go for a 6 miles run, starting at the Coast Guard
6
headquarters.
miles.
6 miles run. So you from the Coast Guard headquarters here to Belize, towards Belize City at the 3 mile point, turn around and double into it back to our headquarters. Yeah, so that's the first morning event.
You could have done that, that's all right.
I know that.
Sorry to cover 3 miles in a shape.
Yes, and then
And then the final day is what?
and then in the afternoon we have the Coast Guard medley, and then on the final day, this is the crucial of the competition. This final event, this will determine the winning team. So this final event includes the CrossFit competition and the march and shoot. In the morning you do the march and shoot. You do it in a full combat, helmet, bergen, weapon. You go for 9 miles heading toward Hattieville Range. Where you reach there, you will be given ammunition as to shoot some targets. And so this is based on time, on marksmanship, the shooting to the targets, and the amount of rounds you hand over to the supervisors or the person doing the event. And then in the afternoon we have CrossFit competition, and this is very, very tough. It includes going through the Coast Guard and obstacle course. Actually, at our headquarters, we have a Coast Guard obstacle course. So you go through that, you do the chain lift, you go through the tire flipping, and you go through the log lifting, running with logs and all, and amongst many other things you do on that afternoon. So
All right.
It ends with the rope climb. So after these 3 days of being fatigued and physical, it tests your endurance at the end to reach the top. So we had the
Top
best
is what you
team.
go up on the rope,
On the rope.
on the building, on the side
Yes,
of the
on
building?
the
Yes,
building.
right on
The kind of height that,
It's about 20 feet.
okay. No knots on the rope? just
No
a
knots
plain
on the
rope?
rope, just a rope
Yeah.
by itself, a line by itself.
All right, well, gentlemen, we're just about out of time for this particular segment, and I would like to thank you guys for joining us this morning. And I will also use this opportunity to invite the families and fans of the Coast Guard personnel to come out on Sunday, correct?
Friday.
On Friday.
That's on
Okay.
Friday.
On Friday. All right, so we will go to another commercial break, and when we come back, myself and Dickie will do a wrap-up of today's show, and that's what's going to happen on the other side of the commercial break.
And big up the Coast Guard, huh?